a home 3-game set to the Seattle Mariners. And the big thing is, and it's the most recent, is that Gerrit Cole gets just absolutely smoked in the first inning. Gives up 6 runs, 3 homers, and for Gerrit Cole, there's been a lot of clunkers this season. There have been, and where it's all in one inning. Like Gerrit Cole ends up getting killed in the first inning, and then he ends up going he throws 5 scoreless innings after that. We've seen this where he'll just, this time it was in the first inning, where he absolutely just gets really creamed. And it's the home run ball that's really been killing him mostly. He's up there for, I think it's 20 plus home runs that he's allowed. That's up there. That's like tied for maybe second or so in the American League. He gives up a lot of home runs. And that's been a thing for Gerrit Cole in this whole career. Gerrit Cole, going back to his days with Pittsburgh, he has had home run problems, but just completely unacceptable. In a game between Gerrit Cole and Luis Castillo, sort of dubbed as a huge, ace versus ace type of matchup, rubber game of the series, and Cole just lays an egg. We've seen that too often. It's been a rough stretch for Gerrit Cole, and you expect excellence. Look, he made the All-Star game. Like, he's been a very good pitcher for the Yankees, but you just can't really trust him. Like, he could get really annihilated at any point, and then yet find it and just absolutely mow the opponent down. So it's very frustrating with Gerrit Cole. And again, that Jordan Montgomery trade, it makes you feel like the starting pitching is like the Cole struggling really doesn't have a whole lot to do with Montgomery. It's more of Cole got injured. So these two things aren't exactly the same. But the fact of the matter is that the Yankees really need, major production out of Cole, Montas, Cortez. And now, Tyone's been struggling. Herman is a complete question mark as to how effective he'll be. So I think the starting pitching, that's a big story here. They have really, really dropped off, where the starting pitching for so long was amazing. You knew that they weren't going to keep up that pace, but that, I think, is one of the big things. I'm a Yankee fan that is concerned come playoff time about what will the offense do. And that is still my main concern when it gets down to it. But the starting pitching, like I said, was league best. I mean, almost historical. A huge reason why the Yankees had the record they did, and it has really, really fallen off now. That's a big thing to talk about. It really is. But getting into the series, and it was a weird series in the sense that the Yanks, there was the trade deadline, so you got a lot of trades going on in the middle of it. Definitely a weird series against the Mariner team. They're also making trades. The Yankees play the Mariners in Seattle next week. But the Yankees, they get off to a pretty good start in the series. And the bats, the home run ball was definitely there. I mean, look, that's the Yankees thing. They hit a lot of home runs. They did hit a lot of home runs in this series. Domingo Germán really was not good at all, and was able to kind of just manage 5 innings, 2 runs. You'll take that all day long. 5 innings, 2 runs for Germán, but really a bit misleading. He wasn't that great. Marco Gonzalez was pummeled. Marco Gonzalez and actually Logan Gilbert the next night. Really, the Yankee offense did what it had to do for the most part. It was the pitching that really failed them in this series against a Mariner team that had no Julio Rodriguez or Ty France. Completely unacceptable by Yankee pitching. But the big thing in game 1 especially, it's really kind of the 9 spot, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3 being LeMahieu, Judge, Rizzo, and the 9 spot being Jose Trevino. The Yankees got a lot of offensive production out of the catcher position this series, Higashioka included. First inning, it's tic-tac-toe. DJ single, Judge double, 3-run bomb Anthony Rizzo. So Anthony Rizzo continues his home run hitting ways. It wouldn't stop there even in the series, but Rizzo gives the Yanks a 3-0 lead just like that. In the second, though, Germán gives up a home run to Kyle Lewis, makes it 3-1, and then it's that guy again, Aaron Judge. It seems like he homers in every single series, honestly. And he does here. It's his 43rd homer of the season, makes it 5-1 Yanks after a LeMahieu walk. Like I said, DJ LeMahieu really feeling it at the plate, getting on base seemingly all the time. So 5-1 Yanks. In the fourth, it is a 2-out RBI single for Adam Frazier. But in the bottom of the fourth, Jose Trevino starts a bit of a home run tear. At the time, it's his 8th homer of the season, gives the Yankees a 6-2 lead. Herman's able to kind of make it through the 5th. Ron Marinaccio pitches a 1-2-3-6th inning. Aroldis Chapman pitches a scoreless 7th inning. And Jonathan Loáisiga pitches a 1-2-3-8th. So a good job by the pen there. Bottom of the 8th, Trevino homers again. Jose Trevino, his 9th homer of the season, makes it 7-2. And then in the 9th, Wandy Peralta pitches a scoreless 9th. So a pretty ho-hum, nice 7-2 victory for the Yankees. And, morale-wise at this time, it's like, all right. Trades at that point felt pretty good. Like, in terms of just the feeling, it was good. Game 2, it's different. The Montgomery trade happens. Things feel a little weird. And Jameson Taillon continues his really, really poor play. He was excellent for the first few months. The last few months, he has not been. It's that simple, really. He was very good for a while, been pretty bad for a while now, Taillon. Certainly someone who is in the back end of that rotation. So in this one, keeping in mind that not in the lineup, it was Gleyber Torres. He would pinch hit in this one. But Yankees, Taillon puts him in a tough spot. It's a 2-run homer for Eugenio Suarez in the 1st. It is a solo homer for Cal Riley in the 2nd. And then Josh Donaldson, this was kind of the anti-Josh Donaldson game, as we're used to him this year playing good defense and not doing good offensively. Reverse here, where he did well offensively, but he makes a pretty key throwing error, which eventually leads to a Carlos Santana sac fly. So that was unfortunate, makes it 4-0. But then the Yankees, the comeback begins against Gilbert. You get a RBI double by Josh Donaldson, and then a 2-run homer for Jose Trevino, his 10th homer of the season. The Trevino magical season continues. Makes it 4-3. Then in the 5th, though, questionable. This is where, for me, Boone, it gets questionable. Bad on Taillon for not being able to get through the 5th. There's a couple of walks, and the walks, which were never a problem for Taillon, have been lately, and that's a problem. Lucas Licky comes on. I didn't like that he was in that situation. Licky is great when the score is not close. He just is. When the score is close and you kind of need him, he doesn't really come through. And here, Licky allows a 2-run double to Carlos Santana. Makes it 6-3. But the Yankees, in the bottom of the 6th, tie it up. Solo shot Rizzo, 27th homer of the year. 2-run homer Donaldson, his 10th of the year, and his 2nd home run at Yankee Stadium. Makes it 6-6, but a big moment. 1st and 3rd, 1 out. The Yankees with a chance to take the lead, and fucking Aaron Hicks is up. And he's not going to come through. He's not going to come through when it's 1st and 3rd and 1 out. It's just not going to happen. So Hicks, ground ball double play, end of inning, really to me changed the whole direction of the game. Aaron Hicks has been in a slump. This is someone that I'm hoping, especially with the Harrison Bader acquisition, I hope Aaron Hicks is completely out of the mix. I think if they stay healthy, I think that hope exists that Hicks will not hurt them and, really will have a very small role in this team. What was even dumber than bringing Licky in the first place was that Lucas Licky started the 7th. Mind you, he pitched a scoreless 6th. So at that point, he'd already pitched an inning in the 3rd. And he gives up a home run to Sam Haggerty to start the 7th. I just don't get it. Eventually, Licky's taken out for Scott Effross, making his Yankee debut. He is able to get the job done. And then in the 8th, Albert Abreu pitches a good 8th inning, a 1-2-3. Yankees aren't able to score in the bottom of the 8th, which Andrew Benintendi has not been good as a Yankee so far. Let's just call that as we see it. Andrew Benintendi, it's been bad. First 2 series, both at home. You need a lot more from Benintendi. He looks awful, so that's something to keep an eye on. Not a good beginning for Benintendi. Yankees remain down 1, and another weird situation where Abreu, who pitched a good 8th inning, they start him in the 9th. I don't really understand what that was all about. And so eventually what happens, and it wasn't really Abreu's fault so much, but Adam Frazier gets an RBI single, makes it 8-6. Then they bring on Lou Trevino, making his Yankee debut. Why? Why didn't Efro start the 7th? Why didn't Trevino start the 9th? Really weird. And I don't agree with it. So the Mariners make it 8-6, but the Yankees, there's a 2-out rally. Of course, Hicks fucking strikes out. to make it 2 outs. LeMahieu single, Judge walk, Rizzo walk, and then Glaber pinch hits for Tim Locastro. See, unfortunately, Locastro pinch ran for Carpenter the inning before, which made sense. But then Glaber pinch hits, and Glaber, it's been a funk for Glaber lately. Glaber Torres strikes out. I wish that Carpenter had been up in that situation. Bad luck. And Torres strikes out against Munoz. So it's a save for Munoz, and the Mariners tie up the series. We head to Game 3. Game 3, Gerrit Cole, Luis Castillo, and Cole lays an egg. He gives up 3 homers in the first inning. Just awful. The Yankees never had a chance in this one. Aaron Judge didn't play. You know what? Good. Aaron Judge doesn't play. It wouldn't have mattered if he played. They would have lost anyway. So, in this one, it's ugly. It is a 3-run homer for Eugenio Suarez, then a home run for Carlos Santana, then another home run, this time Jared Kelenic with a 2-run homer, and he's been terrible in the major leagues. So that makes it 6-0 Mariners. He's basically booed off the mound, but look, give Cole credit in the sense that at least he pitched, they needed him to just eat innings at that point, and he did so he goes 6 innings. Thank God for that. In the second, the Yanks get an RBI single by Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. And then really a big moment of the play. Louis Rojas has been really bad as a third base coach lately. Rojas, on a Higashioka double, sends Kiner-Falefa home, and he's out. Like, clearly out. With Anthony Rizzo, who's been hot and who can hit a home run, he was on deck, and Kiner-Falefa's thrown it at home, and the inning is over. So now it's 6-1. At this point, Castillo settles in. In the 7th, Peralta comes on for Cole. He gives up a home run to Jesse Winker. Wandy has been struggling a bit lately. And that makes it 7-1. Loaisiga finishes out the 7th. And then in the bottom of the 7th, you get a 2-out single by Kiner-Falefa, who I think has been pretty good at the plate. He's been getting a lot of hits. And then Kyle Higashioka with a 2-run homer. So, again, like I said, the catchers providing a lot of power. This series makes it 7-3. They take out Castillo. Ryan Borucki comes on to retire Anthony Rizzo. Then in the 8th, it is a scoreless inning for Ron Marinaccio. The Yankees go down 1-2-3 in the 8th. Lou Trevino comes on, pitches a good 9th, 1-2-3, and then Paul Sewald retires the Yanks 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 9th. So the Yankees lose the series at home to the Mariners. It's not great. That's another series where you lose at home, where Castillo kind of gets the better of the Yanks in that final deciding game of the series. So now the Yankees shift to what is a very interesting series against the St. Louis Cardinals. Jordan Montgomery will either be starting the first or second game of the series, I would guess. For the Yanks, it's going to be Nestor Cortez, Domingo Germán, and then the Yankee debut for Frankie Montas. So I'm very excited to see how that goes. And this is the return of Matt Carpenter to St. Louis. And that's kind of an interesting side story. So, but really, Montgomery is kind of the most interesting thing. Montgomery making his debut for the Cardinals against the Yankees. We'll see whether it ends up being Friday or Saturday. I think it'd be either one. But this is gonna be a fun series to see what happens against a Cardinal team that's really right in the midst of the National League playoff hunt. So, let's see how that goes. The Yankees, it's been a bad way for them lately. As far as I know, I know they won the World Series, and it's not like they're playing 500 baseball, but it hasn't been great. And in all likelihood, after today, the Yankees will be up 2 games on the Astros. That's a very tight lead in what I view as a very important race. I think the Yankees having home field in a potential ALCS versus the Astros, I think, is extremely important. And the Yankees should do everything in their power to achieve getting the #1 spot in the American League. So the Yankees will have a day off, and then we'll go to Seattle, then go to St. Louis, then go to Seattle, and then go to Boston. So a pretty long road trip where you're kind of going all over the place. So let's see if the Yankees going on the road can turn their fortunes. But again, the Yankees lose. Gerrit Cole gets crushed home against the Seattle Mariners.